Our 7th anniversary was supposed to be quiet dinner, candles, and the same polite smiles we'd worn for the past 2 years. I wasn't planning anything extravagant, mostly because the spark had already faded, but I was planning something. Something that would show my wife, Madison, exactly how far I'd come from the man who used to beg for her attention. For months I'd noticed her slipping away. The late-night texts, the mysterious girls' nights, the distant looks when I tried to talk to her. I had suspected there was someone else, but I never confronted her. I didn't need to. Her absence in our marriage was louder than any confession could be. So when our anniversary rolled around, she didn't expect me to do much. In fact, I'm pretty sure she hoped I'd forget altogether. But that morning I surprised her with a calm smile. "Get dressed," I said. "Dinner at 7. She blinked, clearly confused. "Dinner? Where?" "You'll see," I replied. That evening, I booked a private room at the same restaurant where we'd celebrated our engagement, the place where she had once cried tears of joy, not indifference. I wanted her to feel that contrast. When she arrived, dressed beautifully but clearly distracted, she looked at me as if she couldn't decide whether to be impressed or suspicious. "So," she said, sipping her wine, "what's the occasion?" "Our anniversary," I said simply. "And I wanted to do something special." Before she could reply, the door opened, and another woman stepped in. Madison's expression changed instantly, confusion to shock and then pure anger. "Are you serious, Daniel?" she shouted. "You brought another woman to our anniversary dinner?" The room fell silent. Even the waiter froze. "Sit down, Madison," I said calmly. "You're making a scene." "I'm making a scene?" she barked, rising from her seat. "You humiliate me in public on our anniversary, and expect me to sit quietly?" The other woman remained still, her face soft, almost kind. She didn't say a word, just looked at Madison with steady eyes. "Who the hell is she?" Madison snapped. "Your new girlfriend? The one you've been hiding?" I leaned back in my chair, unbothered. "No," I said slowly, my tone almost gentle. "She's someone who knows the truth about where you've been on those so-called girls' nights." Madison froze, her color draining. "What are you talking about?" she whispered. "Why don't you ask her yourself?" I said. Madison turned to face the woman, her lips parting slightly, as if searching her face for a clue. The woman smiled faintly, the kind of smile that hides more than it reveals. "Hello, Madison," she said softly. My wife blinked, her voice trembling now. "Do I know you?" "Oh, you do," I answered for her. "You've met her before. You just didn't realize who she really was." Madison's brow furrowed as the woman reached into her purse and slid a small photo across the table. My wife hesitated before picking it up, and when she did, her hands began to shake. It was a picture of Madison and a man, the same man she claimed was just a friend. They were standing close, too close, smiling like a couple in love. The woman across from us? She was the man's wife. "This is Evelyn," I said evenly. "The woman whose husband you've been meeting behind my back." For a moment, the only sound in the room was Madison's shaky breath. Her eyes darted between Evelyn and me, disbelief flickering across her face. "No," she stammered. "This isn't what it looks like." "Save it." I cut her off. "You told me he was just helping you plan a charity event. You lied every time you said you were too tired or too busy. And the worst part? You made me feel guilty for even suspecting anything." Evelyn leaned forward, her tone calm but cold. "My husband confessed everything. He told me how you two met at that seminar last year, how it just happened. He even told me about the hotel." Madison covered her face, her shoulders trembling. "Daniel, I don't need an explanation," I said, my voice low, steady. "This dinner isn't about revenge. It's about closure." I stood, dropping the restaurant key card on the table, the same place where we'd shared our first toast as newlyweds. "You threw away your ring," I continued. "So I guess that means you're free now. Free to be whoever you want to be. Just not my wife." Madison looked up at me, tears streaming down her cheeks. "Please, Daniel, don't do this here." But I was already walking away. Evelyn remained seated, watching her in silence. As I reached the door, I turned back once. "Oh, and Madison," I said quietly, "you might want to check your phone. My lawyer's been trying to reach you. The papers are already filed." Her eyes widened, her face pale and hollow under the soft glow of the restaurant lights. The same woman who had once mocked my silence now couldn't find a single word to say. The silence that followed her outburst was thick enough to choke on. I didn't speak. I just looked at her, the woman who once swore forever, now standing in the middle of the restaurant trembling with fury. Everyone's eyes were on us. Then, from the corner of the table, the woman beside me finally stood. She turned slightly, and as the light caught her face, I saw Emily's expression collapse. The color drained from her cheeks. You brought her," she whispered. Her voice cracked on the last word. The woman was none other than Sarah, the lawyer who had been handling our divorce papers for weeks. The same lawyer who had been meticulously building the case around Emily's secret affair with her co-worker Mark. Sarah calmly placed a neatly folded envelope on the table. "These are the finalized documents," she said, her tone calm but piercing. "You might want to look them over before signing." Emily's lip trembled. "Wait, what is this?" she stammered, grabbing the envelope with shaking hands. Her eyes darted between us, realization dawning too late. I leaned back, voice low and steady. "You see, Emily, you spent months pretending, playing victim, acting like I was the problem. But I already knew. I saw the messages, the late-night calls, the hotel receipts." She blinked rapidly, tears threatening to spill. "I was going to tell you," she whispered, almost pleading. "No," I cut her off. "You were going to keep lying until I found out on my own." Which I did. The room was silent except for the faint clinking of a glass somewhere behind us. She sank into her chair, tears streaming down her face now, the confidence from earlier completely gone. "I never wanted it to end like this," she said, her voice barely audible. I stood, buttoning my jacket slowly. "Neither did I. But you made that choice the day you decided I wasn't enough." Sarah followed me as we walked out, leaving Emily behind, broken, surrounded by the fragments of the life she'd taken for granted. My heart didn't race or ache anymore. It was calm, empty but free. For the first time in years, I wasn't her husband, her backup plan, or her emotional punching bag. I was just me, the man she lost when she thought she could do better.